Hi, my name is Sue Sweetek. I'm the owner of Hubba Hubba Foods in York, Maine. Today we are going to be making Hubba Rubba rotisserie chicken. And I say rotisserie with quotes because we are not actually going to be using a rotisserie, but it will taste just as delicious as a rotisserie chicken from the grocery store. So we're going to start, of course, with our chicken. This is a roaster. I have patted it dry with paper towels. I recommend using about a 4 to 5 pounder. This one's 5 pounds. And then we're gonna move on to our spices. So the first thing we're gonna do is take a tablespoon of kosher salt. And we are going to add 2 tablespoons of Hubba Rubba. That's our Southwest style seasoning, and that's gonna give us so much flavor. And we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of that in our seasoning blend. Okay, we're gonna mix that up. And while I'm doing that, let me just talk a little bit about salt. Now, there is already salt in Hubba Rubba, but we added the extra salt because that salt, when it's on our chicken, is going to pull the juices out of the chicken and mix with the seasonings, and then the chicken, while it's sitting overnight in the refrigerator, is going to reabsorb all of that flavor when it brings the juices back into the meat. So let's start rubbing. So first we're gonna start with the cavity and get lots of seasoning in there all over. Okay, and now we're gonna use the rest of the rub and cover every inch of this chicken. And we're gonna make sure we get it everywhere because this is gonna provide so much flavor. And then of course, our rub also has that salt that's so important to help us get the that flavor into the meat that I was talking about. Okay, I am gonna actually do my favorite thing, which is rub this chicken right on the board to make sure we pick up all of those spices. Okay, so our chicken is now fully dressed. It's seasoned, and we are going to put it in a zip top bag. There we go. Zip it up. Now, just notice for a moment that our chicken is breast side up. Now, the reason for this is the seasonings and the juices are going to settle at the bottom of this bag, so we're gonna make sure that the dark meat is all seasoned. But before I go to bed tonight, I am going to flip this over and put the chicken breast side down. So the same thing can happen for the delicious breast meat on the top. So make sure you thoroughly wash your hands, put this chicken in the refrigerator. It's gonna sit there overnight, and I will be back shortly with step number 2. Okay, welcome back. It is day 2 of making our Hubba Rubba rotisserie chicken. And if you remember yesterday, we rubbed this chicken with salt and our Hubba Rubba Southwest style rub. So it has been sitting now overnight. Last night before I went to bed, I flipped it over so that it's breast side down. And now it is ready to go in our slow cooker because I want to eat it in about 4.5 hours. So that gives us plenty of time. So the first step is to set our slow cooker. So I am going to set my slow cooker to 4.5 hours on low. And we're gonna pop that chicken into the slow cooker. Now I have put a rack into the slow cooker because mine does come with one. And I am putting this chicken breast side up. Now, if you do not have a rack for your slow cooker, you can take a few pieces of foil, scrunch them up into a ball, put them underneath the chicken, and that will help pull the chicken up off the bottom of the slow cooker. So my chicken is in there. I've got a lid, putting it on, and I am going to hit start. Now, in about 3.5 hours, I am going to start taking the temperature of the breast on that chicken, because overcooking it is why you wind up with dried chicken. So we want to make sure we stop this as soon as it's done. So with a meat thermometer, I am going to start taking the temperature of the breast at 3.5 hours, and I'm going to turn this off when we hit 160 degrees in the breast. And we will be back a little bit later, and we can check on the status of the chicken and check the temp. And we're back with our Hubba Rubba rotisserie chicken. Our chicken has been cooking in my slow cooker on low for 3 hours and 45 minutes. I took its temperature with a digital meat thermometer, and when it hit 160 degrees, I unplugged the slow cooker, and it's been sitting here now for 15 minutes, resting in that nice moist heat. So we are ready to take that out. And here we go. Very, very juicy. I'm gonna let the juices from the cavity drain out and set this over here. Now, you may notice this is not the prettiest chicken I have ever made. If you like a nice, crispy, crackly skin, you can now take this and put it on a sheet pan and put it under the broiler in your oven so that you can get nice crispy skin all covered with that wonderful Hubba Rubba spice blend. My family doesn't particularly care if there's a nice crispy skin to eat, so I'm gonna skip that step, and I'm gonna cut into this so you can see all the juices that are here in this chicken. Oh my gosh. It smells amazing, and it is so juicy. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? You can see all the juices that are in there. And that is going to be absolutely delicious because of the 24 hours it's spent with the spices sitting on there as well. Now, this recipe and more is on our website, HubbaHubbaFoods.com. I hope you give it a try, and you can check us out on Facebook as well. Enjoy.